My shit first, so I don't know why you
get all your stuff and get out.
He wasn't the one to say that shit.
Deuces.
Deuces to you, bitch.
Yeah, get out. You already kicked out. I'm going back to Angie.
No, you not.
Yeah, I'm going back to Angie.
No, you not.
Your stuff and go. Angie's coming back.
No.
You know, she lasted probably, 5 days?
About a week.
You know, a week, 7 days. And she's already tooted and booted.
A man will lose interest when he sees that he is trying way harder than you. It literally doesn't matter how pretty you are, how happy you are, how successful and confident you are. You will lose him simply because you are not giving him any effort.
Let's go.
A few men feel that cutting-edge women's rights and the changing jobs of ladies have made disarray and lessened the worth of customary orientation jobs. They contend that as ladies progressively focus on vocations and autonomy, conventional relational peculiarities, where men were ordinarily the essential suppliers and ladies the parental figures, have been overturned. This shift, they guarantee, has left men questionable about their jobs inside connections and families, as the assumptions that once characterized manliness and gentility are as of now not as obvious. This shift is accepted to make disappointment in connections as all kinds of people battle to explore these new assumptions. The accentuation on vocation and autonomy can, in some cases, lead to clashes over family obligations and the adjusting of work and day-to-day life. Furthermore, a few men see that the strengthening of ladies has prompted unreasonable assumptions in connections and adding to a feeling of flimsiness and disappointment. For these men, the advancing jobs of ladies present difficulties in exploring connections where orientation standards are more liquid. The customary feeling of being the provider, defender, or pioneer in the family is presently not as significant or important by and large, and this shift can prompt insecurities or an absence of direction. While present-day women's liberation advocates for equity and difficulties unbending orientation jobs, a few men feel that their own jobs have been depreciated or lost simultaneously. They contend that the harmony among freedom and customary association assumptions is hard to strike. Thus, the developing elements among people keep on starting discussion on how the two sexes can reclassify their jobs while keeping up with satisfying connections. There is a discernment among certain men that cutting-edge ladies are more entitled, requesting, or challenging to please. This feeling is frequently filled by media depictions and individual accounts, prompting the conviction that cutting-edge ladies have ridiculous assumptions in connections.
So last night I ended things with a guy that in one of my previous videos I had referred to as the most intentional man I've ever spoken to. It really does suck because he truly is amazing, has a lot of the things I'm looking for in a person, but we hung out like 6 or 7 times and I just wasn't feeling it. And it's just really a shame because he really is a great guy. If he had asked me for more details, I really don't know that I would have been able to give him many besides that shame, but there's really nothing you can do. It's just the name of the game.
Now look at the difference between these two women.
For better,
For better,
for worse,
for worse,
for richer,
for richer,
for poorer.
for poorer.
We hit that snag about 20 times in counseling. Real made it very clear to Jonathan, you cannot be broke. In sickness. And in health. To love. Cherish. And to obey. repeat that again? You want to just keep going?
I think we can keep going.
All right.
I'll forever submit to you, Miles. I'll forever respect you, Miles. I'll forever honor you, Miles, as the head of our home. In heaven, they hear. On earth, I declare and decree, I shall be a submissive wife unto you.
I don't know about you, but I know which one.
So what about the women that didn't choose to raise a kid on their own?
Of the 50+% divorce rate, women are filing 70-80% of all divorces. Women are choosing to wreck their own homes every day. Men are not choosing to wreck their own homes and make women single parents. That's a choice that women are making.
Why? Because their husbands are trash, treating them badly?
Now here we go with the ad hominem stuff. This is the same stuff that's been piped into the culture forever. That when a woman chooses to break her home, it's always the man's fault.
I would go to these frat parties, I would guys, whatever. There was this one night though, and I was like, hey, you know, I talked to them all individually. I'm like, hey, so I'm gonna just be waiting in this closet. I don't even care about the party. I'm gonna be waiting in this closet. It's their laundry room, and just like come in whenever and f me. Like I'll just sit here and be like a human doll, basically.
So anyone, you didn't care who?
No, I didn't. I was like, just I'll be in this closet. Like come fuck me if you want. If you get home. I was on birth control. I let them all come at me.
Huh? She belongs to the streets.
Something is wrong with you.
Did I ask you to wash the dishes?
Man, I come from Jamaica for wash dishes and wash car. I come from Jamaica for make money.
Yeah? Well, I'm working, and I asked you to wash the dishes. Were you still interested in your green card?
Yeah, babes, man, I do wash your plate them right now.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's what I done. And wash my car when you're done, too.
Okay, babe.
When you make your claims or you shoot your shots and a woman comes down and she marries you without even trying to get to know you, you're saying to yourself, I hit the jackpot, but sometimes you didn't hit the jackpot. What you're going to find when you finally arrive wherever foreign country you want to be at is that a lot of you are going to be married to people who are mentally ill. Now, not to be disrespectful or anything, but in our country they'll say mad. So you marry a woman, and when you're in Jamaica, you're on your best behavior. Oh, she's on her best behavior until you reach. And some of you, after you arrive in these foreign countries, you wish that you had stayed in Jamaica and suffered because the hell they put you through. So here's what I'm saying to you. If you're going to go on these impromptu, marital agreements, please know that when you go to foreign, you have to be prepared to walk some dogs. You have to be prepared to wash some underwear. Now, Jamaican men, that's not to say that they won't do these things for their partner, but they don't want to be forced to do it. And a lot of men, when they arrive, they realize that they have to sleep in the same bed with dogs. So a lot of men, after they go through the immigration process and they arrive and they're so excited when they come, they stumble upon what appears to be prison.
Green Card Bros.
Men need to perceive that numerous ladies display ways of behaving apparent as unsteady, and the thought that she's not yours, it's simply your move, mirrors a broad feeling. Ladies start separate 80% of the time, and the maxim, you can't transform a digger into a housewife, reverberates with the people who have encountered treachery. Innumerable men have felt the terrible torment of finding disloyalty from the ladies they love who cheat and break hearts, breaking trust decisively. It's stunning how effectively devotion and responsibility can be disposed of. These activities subvert family values and leave a path of broken hearts, scrutinizing the uprightness and character of those included. This disappointment with current connections is a huge justification for why the MG Tau, men heading out in a different direction, development exists as men look to safeguard themselves from such profound decimation. The sexual freedom development, which is essential for present-day women's rights, has persuaded men to think that ladies are less keen on long-haul connections and more centered around easygoing connections. This discernment brings about men seeing ladies as less reasonable for serious organizations. Social movements towards orientation, fairness have been met with obstruction by some who favor conventional qualities. The push for uniformity and strengthening of ladies is some of the time seen as a danger to men's conventional jobs, prompting a kickback where current ladies are unreasonably named as useless.
Boyfriend, so.
Wait, ex-boyfriend?
Yo.
She calls us friends, but I don't consider us friends.
What do you guys consider each other?
Technically still figuring it out, but I'm the one she calls when she needs to cry. I've tried.
It's a work in progress. So is everything.
It's one work in progress.
So you guys are just trying to work on things?
See how it goes.
I'm trying to work on things.
If he gave you a guilt-free pass to sleep with anybody in the world, would you use it?
Yeah.
On who?
Zac Efron, Josh Bowman, some celebrity, hot celebrity. You turn that down? Mm-mm. Couldn't do it.
All right, what if it was all the way around?
I know what I'm worth. One night with one celebrity doesn't change who I am.
So you wouldn't use it?
Even
There's
if I
no
gave
point.
it to you?
No. Because it sounds like a trap. If your significant other is willing to give you a one-night stand with anybody in the world, it sounds like a trap for your loyalty. Fuck that.
I believe, the man is supposed to be the breadwinner.
Okay.
I would like to talk about, maybe having a weekly allowance or something.
How much was the how much would be So how much is a weekly allowance?
Like my last relationship, he was giving me like $2,000-3,000 every week.
Isn't it funny how some women associated providing men with money and money only? Whatever happened to a man providing information, education, guidance, advice, or even behavior improvement? Do you know why some women consider a man giving them money being the provider of the relationship? Because that is the only thing they would accept from a man. A lot of modern women, they don't want no guidance. They don't want to be told that they need to do better as the female in that relationship. How could that woman from the previous clip, I'm not judging her, how could she be an asset to his life? How can she bring improvement to his life? Actually goes for a lot of women out there. A lot of women, they are so cool and so content with spending a man's money that he clearly works hard for and don't even pack the man's lunch. Girl, please. These women, they don't even want to master the basics in a relationship. They don't want to cook, they don't want to clean, they don't want to do none of that. They just want to sit there, be pretty, and spend the man's money. And what kind of world do you live in, honestly? And especially, what are you going to do when you get old? Whose money are you going to spend then? You're going to be alone and ugly.
I'd 7, so I would prefer someone who's over 6 feet. Honestly, definitely over 6 figures.
You gotta be 6 feet, 6 figures. So a man that paid $80,000, that's not
enough. Not at all.
Why is $80,000 not enough, bro?
I know me, I know my lifestyle, that's just not going to cut it. We're not gonna go out to eat how I want. We're not gonna be able to travel like how I want. We're not going to be, it's just going to be too many limitations, and I don't like that.
Okay, so where does she want to go out to eat that's going to require a man to make 6 figures? Are they going to be eating Salt Bay steaks 3 times a week? And he has to be 6 feet tall. No, not 5'11", 6 feet tall. It's the 666. These modern women want the 666. That's 6 figures, 6 feet tall with the 6-pack. And $80K is not enough. Nope, has to be 6 figures. Nothing less, because that would be breaking the 666. You have to keep the 666.
Imagine thinking that it was a bad thing, by the way, for a man to say that it's their job to take care of women. Remember when that was noble? You remember? I don't remember. When the Titanic was sinking, I don't remember all the women complaining that they were on the boats first with the children. No. Were they like, no, I'm staying here. Men, you take the boats. I've got this. No, because that would be weird. That would make no sense, right? And now we're warped. Right? So now we've been programmed as women to think that when a man says it's my job to take care of a woman, you're supposed to be offended by that. Instead of saying to yourself, well, that's a fundamentally decent man that thinks that's his job and is going to work his butt off to make that happen. Warped society. don't play the game. Guys don't like to think about women having been with anybody before them. At all. Like no one at all. They prefer to just be like, the vagina was closed before they got there, and then it opened, and now it's in process. Like, they just can't. They don't want to visualize it. It's very uncomfortable for them to do that. So the more partners you've had, the more you start to seem like an open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 7-Eleven. They're not into it. It just is. Also, if they're looking at you seriously, they're looking saying, this could be the mother of my child, gonna be pregnant. Like it's a clash. Like promiscuity and that family, it's just a clash in their head. They don't like it.
I don't know if I'm just making this up or if it's just my intuition, but I have this feeling that the guy I'm seeing at the moment, he's getting off and having his little ego stroked by the fact that his housemates have heard us. I don't know if it's legit or not, but there's just some things that I'm just questioning. Like, he never tells me if there's other people in the house, and he never tells me to keep it down or anything like that. And when I ask, are there people here? He'll say no at times, but then there are. And then when we go downstairs, they kind of make these weird eye contact with each other, and they're like, And it's a very boy club because it's a bunch of dudes living in a house together. And he seems insecure, like it seems like it's like an ego thing, but I'm not too sure, but it's weird, and I don't know.
I just watched a video of a girl where she said that she got very humbled because she went on a date with a guy, and she said on the text messages he was very flirty. In real life, when they met, he wasn't as forward, and that the date went really well. She said they were out for 2 hours, they went for a walk, they went for a coffee, and then she said she bluntly just asked him, why is he more flirty on text messages than he is in real life? He then humbles her and he says, I think you're a very pretty girl, however, you do look a little bit different than your pictures. That's my opinion now, but I have enjoyed our date, but I do think it's more of a friendly vibe. All the comments are roasting this guy, being like, oh, but he's a walking red flag, you dodged a bullet there, and all this, right? I don't see anything wrong in what he's done. He's been very polite about it. He's went on the date with you, and you've asked him a question and he's told you the truth, but because it's an answer that you don't want to hear, you then come to TikTok for loads of people to then roast this guy, when, fair enough, you haven't put a picture of him up, thank God, but he's done the right thing. Some guys, I've heard stories where they'll meet up with someone and they'll leave them in a bar or a restaurant. Some people I know have driven off from people when they've just been stood there waiting. That's the wrong way to deal with it. How this guy handled it, I think, was correct, in my opinion. And I know this because I once used to use a lot of filters on dating apps, and when I met up with a guy once, you could tell he was not interested at all. And then he texted me and he was like, I think you look a little bit different in your pictures. I was humbled. I never used proper full-on filters ever again. I might use like a smoother filter or a tan filter, but I never used one that made me look like a completely different person because I was humbled. And how that guy done it and how this guy done it was perfectly correct. So I don't know why, I just don't get with the comments why women are so against when people tell the truth.
The financial freedom of ladies is once in a while seen adversely by people who accept it subverts men's customary job as suppliers. For certain men, the achievement and autonomy of ladies can feel compromising as it challenges well-established orientation standards where men are supposed to be the essential providers. This shift has driven men to see monetarily free ladies as less positive accomplices, as they, as of now, not fit into the regular dynamic where men are depended upon for financial steadiness and initiative in connections. The ascent of ladies in the labor force and their capacity to accommodate themselves should be visible as a disturbance to customary family structures, making uneasiness for the people who actually esteem ordinary jobs. For these men, the idea of being the supplier is intently attached to their character and self-esteem. So when ladies show equivalent or more prominent financial power, it can prompt sensations of weakness.
My stepdad was my top subscriber on my naughty website. Now I know what you're all thinking, oh, stepdad fantasy, could have made content from it, blah, blah, blah. This man had been in my life since I was 11 years old and spent $2,000 on custom content every single video that I sent out. When I caught him, he denied it to all of his friends, and obviously my mum got rid of him straight away. But yeah, if you want to talk about family trauma, my stepdad watched me have sex with my partner. Is the custom content that my stepdad was requesting on my naughty site. Like I said in a previous video, we messaged every single day on the website and he would make requests almost every single day.
Every day? This gives a whole new meaning to every day I'm suffering.
One of them was to see the underwear that I was wearing every day. At the time I was working still, so I was out of the house 5 days a week, and he would ask for pictures in the bathroom or the change rooms of wherever I was. He also requested that when I was filming solo content at home that I would not do it in the bathroom or in the shower. He always wanted it to be on my bed or on the floor of my bedroom, which, mind you, he had access to this room every single day.
So you're telling me that a woman has to go work like a man every day, and a man goes work and he's tired when he gets home. A woman's not tired. She has to clean, cook, do the dishes, do the laundry. Are you kidding me?
Why don't you want to do that?
What are you talking about? Why don't I want to? You know how fucking tiring that is? Have you done that?
First of all,
I do it every day.
First of all, do not choose a woman who don't want to be a woman.
Right. So you don't want to be a woman. No, you don't want to be a woman.
Yelling doesn't mean you're winning an argument. It's a sign of low intelligence. You can lower your voice and speak to me. I'm sitting right here. I can hear you.
And you're yelling.
All this, I cook and I clean and yeah, that's part of your function. But when your tire is flat, my function is to make sure you have a new tire.
But
when your car need an oil change, it's my job to make sure these people ain't ripping you off. We have different duties and functions and responsibilities. And if you don't love your duty, your function, your responsibility, you're not fit to be a wife, period.
This concludes our A4 anonymous coverage for the day. Click that like button, please. Make sure you hit that notification bell in addition to subscribing. Leave a comment telling us what you think. Have a great day tomorrow.